So this video is sponsored by Lekato. Yes, it's not a voiceover this time. I'm doing it live. Cue that clip of Bill O'Reilly yelling, "I'll do it live."
We'll do it live! Fuck it!
So this was a bit of a surprise for me because I didn't expect this to come, but this is a amplifier. It's a headphone amplifier, matter of fact. I know it's very tiny. We've looked at a lot of tiny amplifiers on this channel before, but none quite this tiny or small. So you get a instruction manual there. You get a rather nice looking unit here. So that is the whole amp right there. Looks like you just plug it into your guitar, and then it's a headphone amplifier, so you would plug in your headphones right there. You have a mode button, a pair button. It looks like it's got Bluetooth, the battery indicator, and then it's got 5 effects built into it. So it's got clean, overdrive, chorus, distortion, and wah, which can clean really be an effect? Not really, so we'll say 4 effects. How's that? Or 2 channels and 3 effects. Let's call it that. But there's the unit itself. That's kind of cool. Some foam padding. I always like to keep the foam padding around. You never know when you'll need it. But you do get this portable guitar effectors. You can see that there. Love that. Then you have this here, which you have this cable. That's an interesting cable. Really long cable. Looks like it's got I think that's the TRRS or TRS right there. And then it's got like a jack on it. So you could probably run this into a guitar amp, which we'll definitely try that. Then you got a charging cable and, oh boy, okay. This is where we're gonna lose some people because I've seen this in other videos. This charges on micro USB, not USB-C, so that is a micro USB cable. If anything, that just goes to show that this unit is a bit old. Now, it's not a deal breaker for me because, newsflash folks, you can still buy micro USB cables. Just because it doesn't charge on USB-C doesn't mean it's the end of the world. But anyway, so that's just a really quick unboxing. Let's go ahead and put this thing to the test. I'm excited to try this out.
So once again, this video is sponsored by Lekato. They did send this out. Thank you very much, Lekato. Links are down there in the description as always. And just a quick reminder, please make sure you subscribe to this channel. I greatly appreciate it. So we're gonna go ahead and plug this thing in and put it to the test really quickly. So like I said, I'm calling it 2 channels and 3 effects, even though they call it 5 effects. So clean and distortion channel, that's what we'll call it. And then overdrive, chorus, wah. So we'll run through all of those, and I mean, if you can't tell which one's which, I'll notate it on the screen and I'll kind of give my thoughts on it as we go along here. So another thing about this is I'm not entirely sure if it's designed to run into the front end of an amp or into an effects loop, which fortunately my Blackstar HD5, which we're going to be using, has an effects loop on it. So we're going to plug into both, and I'll notate on the screen which is which, so you can kind of tell if there is a difference, if there's a big difference or not. I'm assuming it's meant to run into, I want to say an effects loop just because, I mean, if you're going to be on the distortion channel, it's got to be simulating some kind of IR, but that's just me. I don't know. But either way, I digress. Let's go ahead and plug it in. I'll notate on screen what's what, and I'll let you be the judge of how good it sounds or how bad it sounds. So some quick final thoughts on the Lekato headphone amplifier thing. I keep forgetting the model, I'm sorry, but again, there are links down there if you want to go check one of these out. So I was actually pleasantly surprised with this thing. And I find that to be a pattern with Lekato stuff. It's either quite surprising for the price of what it is, like it's actually really good for the price, or it's just complete and total trash. This goes to the first point that I made. It's a pretty good little thing to have. So if you wanted to throw this into a backpack, or you just want to have something around for silent practice, I would say that this is a great option. I mean, you get some effects on it, you can have a little bit of fun with it. The distortion doesn't sound absolutely awful. I think of all of the effects, the distortion's probably the least desirable one, but I mean, on a unit like this, it's very hard to get the distortion right. But I mean, I think that it's great. Again, the one caveat I think a lot of people are going to have is that it is micro USB instead of USB-C. And I think that's the one note that I can make to Lekato is if you're going to make any products like this, make sure that it is on the current gen of USB cable. Now, this could be an older unit that used micro USB and they just sent this one out to me. I don't know. But, you know, I would say that's the one caveat to this little unit. I think it's great. I did not try out the Bluetooth, but I mean, it's got where the power button, it says pair. So you just, again, read your instruction manual, but I'm assuming you hold it down, it'll pair it, you connect it to your phone, and then you can play music through it, which I think is kind of cool too. So you get silent practice and you can play along with your favorite tracks and stuff silently. So that's really cool. That's the appeal of this thing. And also, again, it makes a great little travel thing. So do I recommend it? Yes, I would recommend it, especially for the price. Check the link down there in the description. Go pick yourself up one. They're dirt cheap, but they didn't really skimp on the quality of it. Again, it's a little plastic unit, but the sounds are there, and I think it sounds pretty good, especially when you run it through an amp. So get it through a good amp, it's good speakers. You know, it makes for an interesting little thing to have kicking around. So there you go, guys. Thank you very much for checking out this video. Thank you very much again, Lekato, for sending this product out. I greatly appreciate it, and for your continued support of this small channel. If you like the video, please make sure you like it. Please make sure you subscribe. That's free, doesn't cost you a thing. I greatly appreciate it, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.